good morning everyone. Is my voice is audible to you all? Can you confirm in chat box once so that I can? As well as screen. Clear? Clear for all. So now, before going to start, let me ask you one question. What is the purpose of DevOps and why we are learning DevOps? What is the purpose of DevOps and why we are learning DevOps? Whether it is right or wrong, you need to be answered. This session gonna be the interact from the day one to till end. What is the purpose of DevOps and why we are learning DevOps? Anybody has any idea?
For continuous integration and continuous deployment.
Continuous integration and continuous deployment. Great. So, any alternative answers? That's great, Sheikh. So now, let me tell you with simple example. So now, let's say if you are trying to book a packet of biryani. So let's say if you are trying to book a packet of biryani. So majorly we have two applications, right? What are they? Swiggy and Zomato. So the same packet of biryani from the same restaurant, Swiggy is showing to deliver within 10 minutes. Okay, na? Whereas in Zomato, from the same restaurant, same packet of biryani, Zomato is showing 30 minutes. Okay, na? Which one we will choose? Swiggy. Why Swiggy? Fastest delivery, right? Fastest delivery. So the purpose of DevOps is also the same. If you want to create an application or introduce an application into the market, DevOps is the fastest way as well as efficient manner. Clear? DevOps is the fastest way as well as efficient manner. So online, clear for all of you. The purpose of DevOps. If you want to create an application or introduce an application into the market, DevOps is the fastest way as well as efficient manner. Clear for all of you. Can you confirm in chat box once? So remaining, I need response from everyone. So this section gonna be the interact. Okay, now. Great, great. So now, super. So now, let's say for application. So if you want to create an application, we need to follow the life cycle. What we need to follow? Life cycle. Nothing but SDLC. We are humans, right? We have human life cycle. For the software also, there is a life cycle called SDLC. Software Development Life Cycle. Clear? We are humans. We have human life cycle. For the software also, there is a life cycle called SDLC. Clear? So now, for the humans, to achieve human, we need two members. Okay, now. So let's say we need man and woman, right? In the same manner, for the software also, for the software development life cycle also, we need two teams. How many teams? Two teams. So the first one is about development team. What is the first one? Development team. So the second one is about operational team. What is that? Operational team. Dev team as well as operational team. So online, clear for all of you. We are humans, we have human life cycle. The same manner for the software also, there is a life cycle called software development life cycle. So totally in the software development life cycle, we have two teams. Who are they? Development team as well as operational team. So online, clear for all of you. You can confirm in chat box as well. Great. So then next. Yes. So let us discuss what they will do. So totally we have how many teams here? two teams. First one is about development team. Second one is about operational team. So the things that are done by the development team. First, what they will do, sir? They do plan, they do code, they do build, they do test. Okay, na? And operational team, what they will do? They do deploy, they do operate, they do monitoring. So totally how many stages here? 7 stages. How many stages here? 7 stages. So how to remember this point? How to remember this number means, what is the JC number of Dhoni? 7. Okay now. So how many days in a week? 7. So totally we can simply remember this number. So online clear for all of you. Development team, what they will do? They do plan, they do code, they do build, they do test. They do deploy, operational team. What they will do? Deploy, operate, and then monitor. So totally we are having 7 stages. Okay, na? Yes, great. So let us discuss one by one. What is meant by plan? What is meant by code? What is meant by build? And what is meant by test? As well as deploy, operate, and then monitor. Let us discuss one by one. So the first one is about plan, right? Now, what is meant by plan? So let's say, let me give one example. So if you are there, if you are trying to construct an building, you are trying to construct an building. So ultimately we need to have a plan, right? So how many stairs we are going to be construct? Okay, now what type of materials we are going to use? How many workers we are going to be implement? Okay, now. So what is the timeline for our building? Okay, now. So what is the budget for our building? Money. So these all are gonna be the plan. So I'm repeating again. Let's say if you are trying to construct a building, first we need to have a plan. How many stairs? Okay, now. So what type of materials we are going to be use? How many workers we are going to be implement? Okay, now what is the timeline for our building? Okay, now. So what is the budget for our building? So these all are the plan. In the same manner, if you want to create an application, we need to have a plan first. So the first one is about name of the application. First one is about name of the application. Let's say I'm going to create Paytm application. What is the application here? Paytm application. So totally I'm having Paytm application. Next, how many services we are going to be implement in our Paytm application? Services are nothing but recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. These all are the services. First one, name of the application. Next one, services. So then next, what type of technology we are going to implement? So technologies are nothing but Java, okay now, .NET. We are having the number of technologies: Java, .NET, C, C++, Python. Okay now, this type of technology you are going to use in your Paytm application. So then next, what is the timeline for your application? What is the timeline for your application? You are going to create your application in within 1 year, within 2 years. So these all are the timeline. So then next, how many developers you are going to be implement in your Paytm application? How many developers you are going to be implement in your Paytm application? Nothing but dev team. So let's say I'm going to implement 5 developers. How many developers? 5 developers. So then next, what is the budget for our application? Nothing but money. So based on the money, I'm going to choose the cloud. So we are having AWS, we are having Azure. Okay, now based on the money, we are going to choose the cloud. So these all are the plan. Clear? So online clear for all of you about the plan. So remaining, I need a response from everyone. Great. Super. So let me repeat one more time for you. So in SDLC, totally we are going to implement 2 teams. Who are they? Development team and then operational team. So the things that are done by the development team, what they will do, sir? They do plan, they do code, they do build, they do test. and they do deploy, operate, and then monitor. Okay, now, so let us discuss one by one what they will do. So the first one is about plan, right? In the planning phase, what they are trying to do means, so the first one is about name of the application. So here the name of the application is going to be the Paytm. Next, how many services they are going to be create? Services are nothing but recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Next, which type of technology they are going to use? So we are having the number of technologies. We are having Java, .NET, C, C++, Python. Okay, now. So then next, what is the timeline for our application? Okay, now. So you are going to create your application within 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Nothing but timeline. So then next, how many developers you are going to be implement in your Paytm application? Okay, now. So then next, what is the budget for your application? Based on the budget, I am going to choose the cloud, whether it is AWS or whether it is Azure. Okay, now. So then next. So after plan, what we are having, sir? Code. What is it? Code. So now, so let's say totally my plan is this. So totally I'm going to create my Paytm application. In that Paytm application, I'm going to create recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. So totally I'm having development team, 5 developers. How many developers? 5 developers. So totally I have chosen Java language. So this is my plan. So after plan, what we are having? Code, right? So whatever the development team I have involved in the planning phase, these 5 developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Here, what is my requirement? Recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets, right? So I'm repeating again. Whatever the developers I have involved in the planning phase, these 5 developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Okay, now here my requirements. What is my requirements here? Recharge, bank transaction, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Okay, now. So I want to add one more point here. As a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write code any here. Okay, now. So totally, whatever the developers we have involved in the planning phase, these developers are going to write the code according to my requirement. That's it. DevOps engineer is not going to write the code here. So now, sorry, online clear for all of you. What is meant by code? So that's great. So after code, what we are having, sir? After code, what we are having? Build. Now, what is meant by build? I will tell. So totally, how many developers we have involved? 5 developers. Let us split. So two, and then one. Okay, na? So let's say first 2 developers has written code for the front end part of our application. Okay, na? First 2 developers has been written code for the front end part of our application. So then next 2 developers has written code for the logic of our application. Here logic is nothing but our logics: recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. These all are the logics of our application. Okay, now. So the remaining one has written code for the database. Has written code for the database. So arranging the pieces of code together called build. So the first one is about front end, second one is about logics, so third one is about database. So arranging the pieces of code together called build. And also in this phase only, our high level language will convert into the mission understandable language, nothing but binary level language. Clear? In the build phase only, it is going to convert high level language into the binary level language. Okay, no, nothing but build. So online, clear for all of you. What is meant by build? So I'm repeating again. Arranging the pieces of code together called build, and also in this phase only, our high level language is converting into the binary level language. So remaining, I need response from everyone. So now, great. So after build, what we are having, sir, here? Test, right? Now, what is mean by test? So let me give one example. So let's say totally we have created the application. What our application here? Paytm, right? So totally we have created Paytm application. In that Paytm application also, what we have created? Recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets we have created, right? So let's say once we have created the application, users are trying to access it or not. Ultimately, they will access. So let's say one of our user is trying to access my Paytm application. Okay, na? So he's trying to access that to bank transaction. Okay, na? So let's say how much amount was there in his bank account, right? So let's say he's contain totally 1 lakh. How many? 1 lakh. So when he is trying to access my Paytm application, that to bank transaction, it is showing only 1000 rupees. This is gonna be bug, right? This is gonna be error, right? So these type of bugs as well as errors has been resolved in the testing part. Okay, na? This type of bugs as well as errors has been resolved in the testing part. But who will do testing? Ultimately, we have QA team, nothing but quality and analysis, nothing but testers. So testers will do testing here. Okay, na? So online, click for all of you about the test. Great, super. So then next. So after test, what we are having, sir? Deploy. Okay, na? After test, what we are having? Deploy. So let's say whatever the 100% test cases passed code. I am repeating again, 100% test cases passed code. So this number gonna be the very important. So whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code in the server, placing those code in the server is nothing but a deployment. What is it? Sorry, deployment. Nothing but a deploy. Whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code in the server is nothing but a deployment. So nothing but deployment. Clear? So online clear for all of you. What is meant by deploy? Whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code in the server is nothing but deployment. Nothing but deploy. That's it. So now after deploy, what we are having here? Operate. What we are having? Operate. So let's say totally I have deployed my Paytm application in the server. So let's say this is my server. Okay, na? So totally in my server, I am having my Paytm application. Okay, now. So let's say my server capacity is about 100 people. How many people? 100 people. But the users are trying to access my Paytm application from the server is about 100 plus members. So ultimately, at some point of time, my server is going to be down or not. Ultimately, it's going to be down. So making the availability of 24/7, my server, okay, na? My application is nothing but operate. Making the availability of 24/7, my server as well as my application is nothing but operate. So online, clear for all of you, what is meant by operate? So remaining, I need response. So if you are not, great. So I can repeat number of times for you guys. So maintaining the server for better service. Great. Yeah, that's great. Great. So after operate, what we are having here? Monitor, right? Now, what is meant by monitor? So again, the same example. So once I have deployed my Paytm application in the server. So let's say this is my server. So once I have So let's say this is my server. So once I have deployed my application in the server, so users are trying to access it from the application, right? Sorry, users are trying to access my application from the server. So once the users are trying to access my application from the server, automatically the server's utilizations, nothing but CPU as well as RAM, is going to be increased or not? Ultimately, it is going to be increased. So let's say at certain point of time, my CPU as well as RAM process the threshold value. Ultimately, again my server is going to be down. Okay, now when the server's utilizations, nothing but CPU as well as RAM is increasing, again my server is going to be down. So monitoring the CPU as well as RAM is nothing but monitor. Monitoring the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but monitor. Clear? So totally we have done with 7 points. See here. So we have done with plan, we have done with code, we have done with build, we have done with test, as well as deploy, operate, and then monitor. Okay, now, so let us have a quick review. So first, what is meant by plan? So plan is nothing but what type of application we are going to create. In that application, what type of services we are going to implement. Okay, now how many developers we are going to implement? What is the budget for our application? How many developers we are going to be implement? So these all are the plan. Okay, now once plan is done, after that, what we are having here? Code. So whatever the developers we have involved in the planning phase, these 5 developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Okay, now so here my requirements, what is recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Okay, now so next, after code, what we are having here? Build. Now what is meant by build? Build is nothing but arranging the pieces of code together called build, and also in this phase only our high level language is converted into the binary level language. Okay, now so the next, after build, what we are having here? Test. Now, what is meant by test? So we need, testing is nothing but, so let's say our application is running as expected or not. Okay, now, so in this phase only, we are going to test our code. So, but who will do testing? Ultimately, QA team, nothing but quality and analysis. So once our application, nothing but once our code 100% test case passed code. Okay, now, so given to the operational team. Okay, now, so operational team, what they will do? They do deploy. Now, what is meant by deploy? Whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code in the server is nothing but deployment. Okay, now, so the next, after deployment, what we are having here? Operate. So making the 24/7 availability of my server as well as my application is nothing but operate. Okay, now, so now after operate, what we are having? Monitor. So making, monitoring the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but monitor. So online clear for all of you about the 7 points. So now, totally we have created our Paytm application, right? So totally we have created our Paytm application. Development team has done their part. Operational team doing their job well. But where is the DevOps involvement here? Where is the DevOps involvement? Sorry, code builder. I will tell. All clear, sir. Great. So where is the DevOps involvement? So anybody has any idea? So let me take. So once our application has been failed in the production level, okay, na? So once our application has been failed in the production level, automatically there is a lot of confusion between development team as well as operational team. So once our application has been failed in the production level, ultimately there will be a lot of confusion between development team as well as operational team. So let us discuss the confusion. Okay, now I've got one message. Combination of both teams. Super. Okay, now Once our application has been failed in the production level, ultimately there is a lot of confusion between development team as well as operational team. So once our application has been failed, the operational team will say to the development team, what they will say? Our application has been failed in the server level. Our application contains bugs. Okay, na? Our application contains errors. So this type of silly reasons, operational team will say to the development team. But development team, what they will say, sir? Whatever the 100% test cases passed code we have given to you, you haven't performed operation well. That's the reason our application has been failed. Okay, now. So actually, the development team is the separate team and the operational team is the separate team. Okay, now. So once our application has been failed in the server level, these two teams work together. Instead of doing work together, they are arguing with each other. Doesn't it make any sense? All right. So to avoid this confusion, to break this confusion, we have DevOps team. What we are having, sir? We are having DevOps team. So as you can see here in the DevOps, the first three letters represent Dev, nothing but development team. Okay now. So the last three letters represent Ops, nothing but operational team. So together called DevOps. Okay now. So only click for all of you. DevOps. DevOps is the nothing but so combination of development team as well as operational team. So remaining, I need response. Great. Okay na. So next, what we are having, sir, here? DevOps life cycle. So actually, this is the DevOps logo. What is it? DevOps logo, right? So this logo represent one symbol. What is it? Infinity. Great. So this logo represent one symbol. What is it? Infinity. Okay, na? So now, what is meant by infinity? So online, what is meant by infinity? No end. Limitless. Great. Limitless. Super. So actually, yeah, the meaning of infinity is about never ending, simply limitless. Anything is fine. Never ending process, right? Never ending. So let me tell you why DevOps has never ending. Okay, na? So totally what we have created? Paytm application, right? In that Paytm application also, what we have created, sir? We have created recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Okay, na? So let's say this is my version 1. Okay, na? Version 1 of Paytm application. To create my version 1 of Paytm application, what I have done? I have done plan, I have done code, I have done build, I have done test. I have also done deploy, operate, and then monitor. So there will be another phase called here release. Okay, na? I will tell at the end. So forgot about the release. To create my Paytm application version 1, what I have done? I have done plan, I have done code, I have done build, I have done test, deploy, operate, and then monitor. I have done. So let's say after 1 year, the Paytm owner has come up with new idea. So what he is saying means, so my Paytm application has booming in the world. I want to upgrade from version 1 to version 2. So in version 1, totally how many services having here? 5 services. So in version 2, totally he is going to implement 7 services. Okay now, old 5 to new. Okay now, so let's say 2 new features, DTH, okay now, metro tickets. Okay now. So to create 2 new features, again, what I need to do? I need to do plan, I need to do code, I need to do build, I need to do test. I need to deploy, operate, and then monitor I need to do. Right? So again, I want to upgrade from version 2 to version 3. In version 3, totally I am going to implement 10 services. Old 7, 3 new features. Again, to implement 3 new features, again, what I need to do, sir? I need to do plan, I need to do code, build, test, deploy, operate, and then monitor. So as we can see here, when the versions are increasing, automatically this loop gonna be repeat, right? So that's why our DevOps has never ending process. So as we are seeing number of applications daily, we are getting a lot of updates, right? So these all are done by the DevOps only. Okay, na? So I'll click for all of you. Yes, continuous, clear. So remaining. Totally, I have getting some responses only. Yes. So here, not only for the Paytm application, guys. So as we are using the number of applications daily. So we are using Phone Pay, Google Pay. Okay, now. So Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all applications are handled by the DevOps team only. Okay, now. Even I'm repeating again. Even ChatGPT are also handled by the DevOps team. Without DevOps, there is no even single application in the market. Without DevOps, there is no even single application in the market. So here we can get to know the importance of DevOps. Okay, na? So online clear for all of you. Without DevOps, there is no even single application in the market. Even ChatGPT are also handled by the DevOps only. So DeepSync, okay, na? So Perplexity AI. So these all are the apps that are handled by the DevOps only. So then next, before DevOps, actually the DevOps was come in the year of 2009. Which year? 2009. But before 2009, so what type of methodologies they will use to introduce any application into the market? Means, so we are having waterfall methodology. What we are having? Waterfall methodology. So let's say, before going to talk about the waterfall methodology, let me give one example. So totally I am at waterfalls. Let's say. Okay, na? So my water was started at here. So let's say after some time, my water was at here. Did my water will go up again? No. Online. Did my water will go up? So అర్థమవుతుందండి scenario. So let me tell you. So totally I am at waterfalls. Okay, na? So my water was started at here. After some time, my water was at here. Did my water will go up again? So ultimately no, right? Great. So in the same manner, so this is the workflow model of waterfall methodology. Model of waterfall. Okay, now. So let's say I have failed in the verification part. I can't go back to the implementation phase. Or else I have failed in the implementation phase. I can't go back to the designing part. So this is the major drawback that are present in waterfall model. Okay, na? We can't go back to the previous step. And also, to come to the verification part, it has been taken, let's say, 1 year. How many years? 1 year only. So totally I have wasted my time, right? I have wasted my time. And also, this 1 year of period of time, I need to provide the salaries for developers. Ultimately, we have also, wasted the money. So here, time waste as well as money waste. So these all are the drawbacks that are present in the waterfall model. So online clear for all of you. What are the drawbacks that are present in waterfall methodology? So here I am going to waste my time as well as we are going to waste our money. So these all are the drawbacks that are present in waterfall methodology. So now after waterfall methodology, what we are having here? Agile methodology. So now what is meant by Agile? So let's say I am having my Paytm application. So this is my Paytm application here. Okay. In this Paytm application, totally I am having 15 services. How many services? 15 services. Let us split 5, 5, and 5. So see here, dividing the larger application into the parts. Okay, na? Dividing the larger application into the parts, and releasing them as a sprint is nothing but Agile methodology. Okay, na? I am repeating again. So dividing the larger application into the parts, and releasing them as a sprint is nothing but Agile methodology. Now here, what is meant by sprint? Parallel method. So now here what is meant by sprint? Sprint is nothing but timeline. Sprint is nothing but timeline, setting the timeline. So I want to create my 5 services within only 1 year. Setting back to the time is nothing but sprint. Okay, na? So parallelism. So it's gonna be work. Okay, na? So Ganesh, correct. Parallelism method is also correct. Okay, na? So ultimately the main theme is about dividing the larger application into the parts and releasing them as a sprint is nothing but Agile methodology. Now here, what is meant by sprint? Sprint is nothing but a timeline. Okay, na? So play for all of you online about the Agile methodology. Great. So then next, after Agile methodology, what we are having here? DevOps history. What we are having? DevOps history. So DevOps was oriented in the year of 2008. But what I have said, 2009. So actually DevOps was come in the year of 2009 on. So just orientation was happened in the year of 2008. So actually it was discussion between the two people. Who are they, sir? Patrick DBS as well as Andrew Clay. So what about the discussion means? So once our application has been failed in the production level, automatically there will be a lot of confusion between development team as well as operational team, right? So what if break this confusion? That was discussion happened between Patrick DBS as well as Andrew Clay. So now, in the year of 2009, they held and submitted Belgium. So, see. So, in the year of 2009, they held and submitted the Belgium. What if DevOps comes into the market? Okay, now? What if DevOps comes into the market? So, in the year of, yeah, actually, after the summit, DevOps was introduced in the year of 2009. In the year of 2014, the annual state of DevOps report was published. Okay, now? So, the next. If DevOps had a birth certificate, then father would be the Patrick DBS. Okay, na? If DevOps had a birth certificate, then the father would be Patrick DBS. So ultimately, inventor of DevOps, who is he? Patrick DBS. This guy is the inventor of DevOps. So then next. Tools we used in DevOps. So as we can see here, there will be a number of tools here, right? Okay, now let us discuss tools we used in DevOps. What type of tools we are having and also what we are going to learn. Okay, now? So let us see. So this completely gonna be the development team, right? This is my development team and this is my operational team. Okay, now? So the first one is about plan, right? For the planning purpose, we are not going to use any tool. Okay, now? For the planning purpose, we are not going to use any tool. Why? Means, so totally it was discussion between the people, right? What type of application we are going to create, how many services we are going to be implement, how many developers we are going to be implement, what is the timeline for your application. These all are the plan. For the planning purpose, there is no tool. Okay, now we are not going to learn any tool here for the planning. So after planning, what we are having? Code, right? So at the end, developer will write the code. Who will write the code? Developer will write the code. So to save that code as well as to track that code, we are going to learn about Git. What we are going to learn? Git as well as GitHub, and also if you are Azure DevOps engineer, we are going to learn Git as well as Azure repos. Okay, na? So in this course, 3 will cover Git, GitHub, Azure repos. All will cover in depth. Okay, na? So for the Git alternate tools, what we are having? Subversion 0. So nowadays no one is using Subversion 0. Okay, now all are using Git. Okay, now whatever the 99% of 99%. Okay, now. So what type of tools they are using? We are going to learn those tools out. Okay, now so ultimately for the coding, what we are going to learn? Git, GitHub, as well as Azure repos. Okay, now online claim for all of you. So remaining. Great. So now, after code, what we are having, sir? After code, what we are having? Build, right? So now, if your code was written in the Java, your code was written in the Java, so the building tool is about Maven. What is it? Maven. If your code was written in the .NET, our building tool is about MS Build. What is it? MS Build. So in this course, we are going to learn both Maven as well as MS Build. Okay now. So building tool, Maven. So for the Maven alternates, what we are having and Gradle. So these all are the old tools. And Gradle, old tools. Okay now. So nowadays all are using Maven only. So in our course, we are going to learn about Maven as well as MS Build. Okay now. So after build, what we are having, sir? Test, right? After build, what we are having? Test. So ultimately, who will do testing? Testers. Okay now. So what type of tools they are going to use means Selenium JUnit. Okay now. So this part is handed to the QA team. So in this space, we are not going to learn any tool. We are not going to be involved also. Okay now. Selenium JUnit. Now after test, what we are having? Deploy, right? So to deploy your code, we are going to use Docker, Vagrant, Puppet, okay now, Chef, SaltStack, as well as Ansible. So we are having the number of tools here. To deploy our code, what we are having? Docker, Vagrant, Puppet, Chef, SaltStack, okay now, Ansible we are having. But what we are going to learn? We are going to learn about Docker as well as Ansible. Okay now. So nowadays trending tools, Docker as well as Ansible we are going to learn. Okay now, to deploy our code. So the next, after deploy, what we are having here? Operate, right? Okay now. So to operate our code also, we are going to learn Docker as well as Ansible. And also the most important tool, trending tool. Without this tool, there is no DevOps. Nothing but Kubernetes. What is it? Kubernetes. For the operation purpose, we are going to learn about Kubernetes. In this course, we are going to learn very in-depth in the Kubernetes. Without Kubernetes, there is no application. So that's the reason I have stressing this point. Okay, na? So online clear for all of you. Deploy for the deployment purpose, we are going to learn Docker as well as Ansible. For the operating purpose, we are going to learn about Kubernetes. So without this tool, there is no DevOps. There is no application also. Yes. So then next, after operate, what we are having here? Monitor, right? So for the monitoring purpose, we are having ELK, Splunk, Nagios. So these all are the old tools. But what is the trending tool means? Prometheus and Grafana and also Datadog. What is it? Datadog. So in our course, we are going to learn about Prometheus and Grafana and also Datadog. Okay, now if time permits, I am going to deliver ELK Nagios. So Splunk is old one. So if you need, I'm going to deliver Splunk also. Okay, now. So as we can see here, for every phase, we are going to learn very alternate tools for the deployment, Docker, Vagrant, Operate, Docker, Ansible, as well as Kubernetes. Okay, now for the Git, GitHub, and also Azure repos. For the building phase, Maven, and also I'm going to learn MS Build. Okay, now. So in each phase, we are going to learn different tools. Okay, now you can apply for the multiple jobs. Okay, now. So then next, so totally, this is my development team. This is my operational team. Okay, now to integrate these both teams, we are going to learn Jenkins. What we are going to learn? Jenkins. For the Jenkins alternates, what we are having? Hudson, Bamboo, right? Okay, now. So Hudson, Bamboo, both are paid. When you are using, we need to pay this. Okay, now. So for the Jenkins, it's gonna be the free. Okay, now. So if you are AWS DevOps engineer, you are gonna work with Jenkins. AWS DevOps. Jenkins. Okay, na? Let's say if you are Azure DevOps engineer, you are going to work with Azure CI/CD pipelines. In the Jenkins also, we are going to write the pipelines only. Okay, na? So naming these are different. Okay, na? So online clear for all of you. So what type of tools we are having and what tools we are going to learn in this course. Clear? So remaining all clear. Great. So now, if anybody has any doubts over the session, you can ask. Okay, na? Anybody has any doubts over the session and about the course related, any doubts or career related, you can ask. You can unmute, you can ask. So before going to go to the Q&A session, let me ask you one thing. How was the session today? ఎలా అనిపించిందండి? So from the day one to till end, the session is gonna be the interactive only. So in this way only, I am going to explain. We are having the number of PPTs for each and every tool. So I am going to deliver with that PPTs only. Good. So remaining only good, great overview. So nice explanation. Great. So remaining, I need response for at least you need to respond for this question also. So remaining. So anybody has any doubts? So no, Andy. Coding is not compulsory for the DevOps. So just idea ఉంటే మీకు better అన్నమాట. You have idea, it will advantage to you, but not compulsory. So 0% of coding. So then next, what we are having, next question is about what is the role of site reliability engineer. So SRE is nothing but so to manage the infrastructure. So I will tell what is the roles and responsibilities once we are getting into the topics. I will tell. So SRE is nothing but it's related to the DevOps only. Okay, na? So they are going to work with different tools. Okay, na? I will tell. It will also cover. So nothing but Terraform we are having. Terraform Grad. Can we have notes every session? So actually, we are going to provide notes daily. Okay, na? So I'm going to open in front of you only. So see here. So this gonna be the recordings. Okay, na? This gonna be the materials. Okay, na? So after completion of session, I'm going to upload the notes here. You can get it. Okay, now. So actually it was uploaded on the December 5th. So previous sessions. Okay, now. So this type of flexibility we are going to provide for you. So that's good. Where do we use Terraform? Actually, Terraform is nothing but to create the infrastructure. Okay, now. So actually, service is going to be created manually from some days. After that, while I am starting the Terraform, it is going to be the automation. Okay, now. So when you are writing the script, automatically my server is going to create. To manage the infrastructure, to create the infrastructure, we are going to use Terraform. I will tell very in depth. Okay, now. So what type of roles we can go for after learning DevOps? So actually you can go with cloud engineer, SRE, okay, now, DevOps engineer. So we are having number of roles. So any alternative questions? So clear na? Any doubts? Yeah, we are going to learn Linux also. Without Linux, actually Linux was the base for DevOps. Without Linux, we can't do anything. So first I'm going to teach the Linux only. Okay, na? So here you can get to know that. So this is gonna be the Linux PDF. So first we are going to start with the Linux only. Okay, na? So how much experience level we can get after this course? So you can simply get up to 4+ years of experience. Okay, na? So this gonna be the so not for the 4+ years of experience. So let's see, it depends on the task, right? So actually in my team, actually I am the team leader of DevOps engineer. In my team, whatever the work I am doing, so he's do as a fresher, I have hired one fresher. He's going to do the same work. Okay, now. So I'm going to, deliver how to do the things in the DevOps. So you can manage. You can also manage up to 6 years or 10 years, any years. So by learning this course, you can simply put 4+. Job assurance. So just try to contact with the admin team. They are going to provide the placements. So as we are placing the number of people, so we have job assurance also. So now, any question? సో ఇందాకే ఒక పాయింట్ చెప్పాను, ఫ్రెషర్ ని కూడా హైర్ చేసుకున్నాం. ఫ్రెషర్స్ కి దేర్ విల్ బి ఛాన్సెస్. ఓకేనా, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఛాన్సెస్ నౌ. So now, any doubts? Any questions? That's it, guys. That's it from my end. Okay, na? So if you have any doubts, you can ask, or else we can wind up the session for today. Our admin team will contact you soon. So actually, we got one message right here. So just try to message to this number. Okay, na? So I have pasted one more time.